Hi there! Welcome. If you are watching this video, you are signed up for the Book Creation Masterclass from Thanet House Publishing. I'm Julianne Eason, and I can't wait to see you on Thursday live where I can answer your questions and I can teach you all kinds of cool stuff about writing your book. This is what I call a pregame show. If you watch football or any sports, you know they have pregame shows all the time where they get little extra tidbits and fun stuff and it gets you all excited for the real thing. We're going to be way more interesting and less boring than those shows. So I just want to talk to you today in a really short video about a big, huge lie that's out there right now and that you may have heard and that you may have bought into, that I want to get out of your head right now because it's crippling business book writers, crippling them. It's embarrassing them, honestly. So let's get it out of your head right now so that you don't have to worry about it. The big lie is that it doesn't matter. The quality of your book doesn't matter because nobody reads books anyway. Like actual publishers are telling people that. You can just go and take a whole bunch of blog posts and put them all together and upload them to Amazon and you'll be an author. In fact, you'll be a best-selling author and that's all that matters. Or, you could just take a transcript from your latest online course and publish that and you'll be a best-selling author. And you'll be able to use that and people will come to you in droves and they'll, the book will sell and all these great things. Here's the deal. About 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that might have been true. You can just write a book and as long as you said you were an author, that was unique, that was special, that was difficult to achieve. And so it was a big deal. And being a best-selling author was even better because that was something that very few people really had. Like it was a mystery how to do it, and it wasn't common. But guess what? Right now, that doesn't work anymore. Okay, this is old advice in the past. It's done. It's over. You're just having a book out there, and just being an author, and even just being a best-selling author, best-selling, right? Like they don't tell you where you're a best-selling author. Oh, it's on Amazon. Okay, cool, whatever. It's not that hard to be a best-selling author on Amazon. It really isn't. So here's the deal. There's too much competition for you to put out a crappy book. I don't want anybody watching this course, watching this masterclass, or listening to my voice, listening to me live on Facebook, whatever it is, no crappy books. Okay, raise your hand. I will not put out a crappy book. Mainly because I'm your reader. I am your reader. I love reading books. I read self-help and I read business books. I read them all the time. And I love to read amazing books and I love to share them and I love to talk about them and I love to help other people find you as an author. But there's so many bad books out there. Now, that may sound intimidating and that may get you all nervous and oh God, what if my book is really bad? That's why I'm doing this masterclass. That's why I'm teaching you this stuff. This is why I go at 9 o'clock every morning on Facebook and I tell people how to write better books. And it's not difficult stuff. It's not hard. It's not what you learned in school. Writing a great book is so, so important because if you're using that book as a client attracting tool for your business, or you're trying to raise money for a nonprofit, or you're trying to get speaking engagements through your book, whatever it is, you've got to have a good message. It has to inspire, it has to educate, and it has to sell. It has to do all three things, or you're wasting your time. And I don't want you to waste your time. Don't even bother. So that's why I've been a professional writer for 30 years and I've been a publisher for a few years. I don't even remember when I started publishing, but I've developed this system. I call the IES writing method. It's inspire, educate, sell. And what it does is it teaches anybody, anyone who's a good writer or bad writer, it doesn't matter. It gives you a system to get it done and make sure that it's really, really good. Now, let me share with you someone who did this, who took the time to write a great book. He did not go to one of these quickie, like, oh, you can write a book in a weekend, or oh, you can, use our template and you can write a book that sounds just like everybody else's. We don't do that at Thanet House. We make sure that your message and your mission and your genius shines through in your book, in your voice, the way you want it to. And so that's what I want to teach you in this masterclass. Now, our favorite client, so he was a ghostwriting client, not a publishing client, because he'd already made an arrangement with a publisher. His name is Russell Brunson, and he took the time to write a great book. And even though we ghostwrote it for him, he was the author. He worked with us one-on-one for like a year to really, really, really fine-tune this book and make it amazing. He wanted it to be a business Bible, not a business card. He wanted people to study this book and to be able to use it for years and decades and have it be relevant in 2020, not, or 2075 or whatever. And he achieved that. He really, really did. And he was rewarded for that work. It took time, and he had to learn how to do he had to learn how to work with me, but I used my system, the IES writing system, to create this amazing book. It's .com Secrets. If you haven't read it yet, it's amazing. This is the one that we wrote a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. And then he just released this one, Expert Secrets, about 3 weeks ago. And this one is even better. It took even longer. Not because it had to take longer, but just because he was so particular about his material. He wanted to make sure this one was even better than this one. And let me tell you, you want to talk about authors don't make any money on their books. Well, this book, in the first month that it was out, the first month after launch, made $847,000 plus some other numbers that I can't remember. Like $847,000, almost $1 million in 1 month. This book, because this one was so good, everybody wanted this one. Everybody, right? Because you write one book that's amazing, the second book's going to be even better. This one has only been out for 3 weeks, and it's already made $1.1 million directly from the book. Directly from the book sales and the funnel that goes behind the sales. Now, I'm not teaching you funnel building right now. I'm not teaching any of that stuff. I'm more interested in this particular masterclass in getting you to write a business Bible for your industry. Something that your competitors are going to read and study because they're going to want to know, what are you doing that's so amazing? And that's okay, because you'll always come up with something better. They can't copy you. And it's something that your clients and your customers are going to want to read, and they're going to keep it on their shelves, and they're going to share it, and they're going to talk about it. And that's how a book gets out into the world and makes a huge splash, is by people talking about it in a good way, not in a bad way. So that's all I wanted to share with you in this particular pregame episode. I just want you to get it. I want you to come to the masterclass live, first of all, and I want you to come to it in the mindset of, no matter what I've done in the past, I am going to write an amazing book. I am going to finally get my message out into the world using my voice in the way that I want to do it, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be an amazing book that everybody is going to want to buy and share. All right. That's it for today. I'm Julianne Eason from Thanet House Publishing. I can't wait to see you on the webinar live on Thursday. If you haven't marked it off in your calendar, do it, because you do not want to miss this stuff. You do not want to miss it. It's Thursday again. If you're watching this later, if you found it in your email, scrolled way up, and you're watching it after you watched the show or you missed the show, go back and watch it. Watch the replay, because you don't, again, it's just going to be so much fun. All right. I will see you tomorrow for another pregame episode, and I can't wait to read your book.